Hi guys, Sherry Ann here from Sherry Destinations. I have Nicole King, my fellow travel agent, and welcome to Travel Talk with Sherry and Nikki. All right, Nicole, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'll just talk about me.
Well, my name is Nicole King. I'm also a travel advisor, but I'm with a different agency than Sherry Ann. I'm with Cruise Planners. And we decided to collaborate together to do some travel talk and educate our audience today and going forward. So, hope you'll enjoy our conversation today.
Yes, guys, and please share this live. Comment if you have any questions, put it in the chat, and we will get back to you. Share this information with whoever you know. We're going to be trying to doing this on a weekly basis. We'll have different topics, and sometimes maybe have you guys call in, ask questions, etc. But today, we want to talk to you really quick on the benefits of using a travel agent. We get it all the time. Why should I use your service? Nicole, I know you get it. I
Yep,
get
I
it all the
do.
time. People think that, we're a dying breed and they don't need us until they need us. So why use a travel agent? Guys, yes, we know the internet is out there. Yes, we know you can do the research. But that's why we're here. We can get through all the noise, all of the clutter, all of the wealth of information that's out there, and we can streamline it for you, present it in a more manageable, easily digested manner where you can get all that information that you need. But it doesn't start there, it doesn't stop there. We have a process. There's a process that we go through. And one of the key things of why we always say use a travel agent because we get to know you. We get to understand what your needs are before we do anything. We can't just go out and, hey, I want a trip. Okay, yeah, sure. No, but why do you want to go on that trip? Where do you want to go? What's your budget? Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What experiences are you looking for? And all of that good stuff. So, using a travel agent is not just about booking the trip, but it's about, Nicole, building that experience for our clients. Do you agree?
Yes, I absolutely agree. And I know sometimes it could be overwhelming for some people, especially if it's the first time that they're visiting foreign countries. That's one of the reasons why you need a travel agent so that we can help you make your trip easier and more enjoyable.
Yeah, guys, our goal here is to sort of take away, your burdens. You have to do research. Once you narrow down the research, you have to now book the trip. You have to manage that whole aspect of the trip. It's not just about putting the money down and booking it and you're done. You have to make sure you make your payments on time. Or what happens if you have changes? Some of these changes are not, easy changes to make. So you just can't go in and, maybe you forget to put your middle name on your for your flight. It's not an easy task to just go in and change it. There are steps, there are rules, there are a lot of things behind the scene that you may not necessarily understand when it comes to booking travel. Maintaining that travel itinerary, making changes, sometimes even canceling is not as easy as it may seem. People have the assumption that you can just cancel it. Hey, give me my money back. Doesn't work that way. You know, no, I'm being truthful. People have this idea that hey, you can book a trip and then today you change your mind and be like, hey, give me my money back. Well, it doesn't work that way because guess what? The airlines have obligations, the hotel have obligations, the travel agents have obligations. We work with our travel partners. They have obligation that they need to meet with the airlines, with the hotel. And it's just not a matter of, hey, you know what, cancel and all is good. Um, there are deadlines that has to be met and so forth. So there's a lot involved with booking travel. There's a lot that we do. And hence why we always say, you know what, let's have a chat. Let me get to know you. Let me find out what you're looking for. And it may not be physical chat. Sometimes people like to text or email, so we may ask those questions on via email. But for the most part, we would like to talk to you and understand what your needs are. What happens if you book in a group? That's a whole nother aspect of booking travel that most people don't understand or comprehend. And a group booking can be as simple as booking 5 people up to maybe thousands or hundreds. And there's a lot of
Hmm.
intricacies there when it comes to booking a group. So when people say, well, why do I need you? I answer, well, you don't, but you really do, because there's a lot that we do that you don't understand, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So let's talk about some of those things, Nicole, and why, you should use us and use a travel agent. Not me, maybe Nicole or someone else, but we're here and we're here to service you. And what are your thoughts? What would you like people to know about travel agent that they may not necessarily know?
Well, excuse me. One of the things I always mention to people is that we save you time and save you on stress. Because like Sherry Ann just said, there's a lot that go into, helping you guys plan your vacation. So she mentioned booking flights and hotels and rental cars and places that we recommend for interests. And we talk about your budget, so all these can be stressful for most people if they don't know what they're doing. So that's where we come in. We save you time and stress. Do you agree, Sherry Ann?
I agree. Definitely time and stress. Because you know we do a lot when it comes to travel. Like, we're always learning, guys. We are always learning. Like, our job is on a daily basis. We're doing a webinar. We're doing Zooms. If we're not in destination learning, meaning we're visiting a hotel, visiting a destination. A lot of times people think that we're on vacation. It's not a vacation.
Yes.
We are literally learning. In order for me to tell you about a destination, I have to go there. It's almost like, you have to touch, feel the product. And that's what we do. We go to these hotels, we go to these resorts, we go to these destinations, we take the tours. Now, granted, we can't do it all. So please,
Mhm.
we get calls about, well, what about this and what about that? And I'm usually upfront, well, I've never been there, but I can find out. I know where to go to get the information
Yeah.
that you may not necessarily know. I have relationship with the our partners in those destinations, in those countries. We build relationships with the hotels, with our suppliers. So that's why we're always learning. It's a constant daily learning process for us. And if you meet a good travel agent, they're going to be upfront with you about what they know and don't know. They're going to tell you straight up, I've never been to that destination. I cannot recommend this trip because I've never done it, but the partners that I work with, that's their speciality, and they'll be able to advise me based on what you and I talk about, based on what you tell me, based on the information I find out about you. I can then go ahead and recommend, because I work with other people. There's always people that we work with to make sure that we
Absolutely.
get you the right trip. It's not just, we don't believe in just going on and just booking a hotel or booking that's not who we are. Yes, you can do that on Expedia. By all means, go ahead. But if you want that experience, if you want that tailored experience, then that's where we come in. And that's why we always say use a travel agent. But there are other benefits as well. Like Nicole said, we get to know you. We learn about what you want, your likes, your dislikes, your past experience, what you're looking to experience in the future, where you want to go, what you've done, what you haven't done. We ask all those questions because then we know how to tailor your vacation to you to fit your needs.
I,
What else?
I have one thing I think we need to discuss, and I don't know why people always ask this. They always, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but some people refuse travel insurance. Do you think that travel insurance is important? I do. I think it's important in every destination that you go to. So, what do you think? Should our
Well,
audience take?
let me say this. If a travel agent doesn't offer you travel insurance, then they're not doing their good job. They do not have your best interest at heart. Um, Travel insurance, I tell people, and I come from a background of risk management, right? You're basically managing your risk of traveling, because you never know what's going to happen. You
Yeah.
never know what type of experience you're going to have. Let's look back to what was happening. Was it December when you had the whole debacle with South? What is the airline? Oh my gosh, Southwest Airline. With all the cancellations. Now
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
this, right? You book a wedding because a lot of people got caught up or in that whole debacle. You have a destination wedding. You have over 200 participants. You have your hotel room book. You have your air book. You have your transfers. You have whatever tours you might be doing. Any type of special arrangement you made at the hotel for your destination wedding. You know, everything. You have your DJ. You have all of this stuff.
Hmm.
Let's say you spend 20 grand on that destination wedding. You know, quote unquote. You don't have travel insurance. Do you expect the hotel to now reimburse you for the payment that you made? Do you expect the transfer companies to now reimburse you because your flight didn't make it? In all honesty, how is it their problem? Because let's look at it from the back end. The hotel made arrangements and block out all these rooms for you. Okay? Which means they couldn't sell the rooms because you made a contract and said, hey, you know what, I'm going to be there at this such and such time, and I want you to hold X amount of rooms for me, and we're going to check in and check out in this day. We're going to come, we're going to have a good time. And while I'm there, I want to reserve your wedding space. I want you to go out and speak to XYZ supplier, bring flowers in, you know, bring this, that, and all the stuff that you've already arranged. They're at a loss now. So
Yeah.
do you think because you didn't make it there that they shouldn't recoup all that they have spent? It's not just you spending, they are spending money as
Yeah.
well. They are losing because they held that space for you. And now you're not utilizing, you're coming back and say, hey, you know what? I want my money back. It doesn't work that way. Hence why you need travel insurance. It protects you. It protects you against unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
You didn't know the airline was going to cancel. Heck, the airline didn't know they were going to cancel. You understand? You can't predict the weather. You
Hmm.
don't know when there's going to be a snowstorm. You have an idea. It's wintertime, yes. But you don't know if you're going to have a freak snowstorm. You don't know, you know, if they're going to be hit by hurricane. Yes, sometimes they predict these things or they try to, but it never happens. How about you don't know while you're in destination that you may have an accident and need to go to see a doctor? Who's going to pay for that? A lot of these destinations do not accept US insurance. You got to pay out of pocket when you go to the
Yeah.
hospital up front before they'll even look at you. What happens if you with your loved one something happens and they need to be airlifted out immediately? Airlift can cost anywhere from 50 grand or more, 100 grand just to get you out.
100,000.
Yeah. And guess what? All of that is covered on the insurance. I get all the time people go, oh, I don't need insurance.
Yeah, they don't need
That
insurance.
happens. How do you
And
know
that's
what's
all
going
the
to happen?
time.
It didn't happen the last time. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You know, something's going to happen. And you don't know what's going to happen. And the insurance, guys, insurance doesn't protect you while you're in destination. It protects you even before. What if you book your, let's say that same destination wedding, and your husband to be gets sick and he can't go, right?
I know of someone who did that happen to. They got sick on there and
Exactly. They couldn't go.
yeah, they couldn't go.
So the hotel should what now say, no problem. Here's your money back. That I held all the space for you. You understand? Like, so you have to understand that there are different aspects to travel. It's not just the hotel, not just the air, it's not just the transfer. There's a lot of moving pieces that come together.
Hmm.
And If you know, a lot of times they may give you a leeway when to cancel before you are in penalty. And after that time, guess what? You're not going to get your money back. I get it all the time. So what if I cancel? Do I get my money back? No. But I recommend you get travel insurance. So if you have to cancel, or if there's an interruption, you can then go to your insurance company and file a claim and get your money back, minus the insurance premium, guys. You do not get the premium, meaning what
Right.
you spend for the insurance, you don't get it back. Just like, think of a car insurance,
That's
right?
what Kevin had. Yeah.
Right? You pay your premium. You have an accident, you need to file a claim. You don't get the premium back. And sometimes you may have a deductible. So it works similar in as
Mm-hmm.
it, with regular, insurance. But I think Nicole and I pretty much saying, guys, one of the most important things when it comes to traveling, get travel insurance, whether it's air, whether it's a cruise, whether it's a package, whether it's just a tour. It doesn't name it. It doesn't matter. Sorry. Get the travel insurance. It's always best to be prepared and have something available in the event of. You never know. That's just my thing. Like I said, I
Right.
come from a background where you plan for the worst. Insurance is planning for the worst. I know you don't want to think about it on your vacation, right? But hey, you just never know. Plan for the worst. Get travel insurance. That, I think that's our number one thing
Yeah.
when it comes to travel planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. Now I have another issue. People
Mm-hmm.
always tell me that they could get better prices. They could go on booking.com or travel advisors or not advisors, trip advisors,
Yeah.
and they would get better prices. And what do you think about that? Because I know as travel agents, we have access to exclusive offers. We can make, negotiate, get better prices and all that kind of thing for hotels, for airlines. We get the best possible offers. So what do you think of that? What do you tell your clients
Well,
about
number
that?
one, I don't deal with clients based on price. If you're coming to me and you're looking for the cheapest price, I don't always have the cheapest price. So I would advise you, if that's all you're looking for, then by all means go on booking.com or Expedia and book it. Because I am not in the business of finding you cheap stuff. I'm here to provide a service. And that service is all inclusive of me doing the research, presenting it to you, knowing what you want. I'm here before, during, and after. Because guess
Right.
what?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? We're here for, from the beginning part of the trip, during the trip, and even after. Because sometimes not everything goes 100% for your trip. So I need to know when you come home and I ask you, hey, Nicole, how did that trip go? And you said, you know what? Well, the hotel, said they were going to give me XYZ and I didn't get that. Or, I had an issue with something at the hotel. Then it's our job to now follow up and find out, hey, what
Yep.
happened with my client? Why didn't you provide the best service that you promised them? And we have to deal with that. And we go back to them and said, you know what, we need you to handle this accordingly. How are you going to deal with this situation? My client was expecting X, you promised, and they didn't get it. Now we gotta work that out. So our job doesn't end once we book it for
Yeah.
you. And even Nicole, even during the process, you know, once I sent a proposal for a client and you said, hey, you know what, I like it, I'm ready to go, and you book, you put down your deposit. Well, it doesn't end there, right? Our job doesn't end there. We continue. There's a lot we do in between. We reach out to the hotel. Let's say you're on a honeymoon. Well, we reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? My VIP client Nicole is coming down. We need to
Yep.
make sure that you hook her up.
That's everything. Yep.
No, sometimes they may go, well, there's a cost to that. It's like, yeah, we know, but she's a client that we really love. She's always coming back. She loved this resort. Hook her up, please. You understand? Do what you can do.
Yep.
Everything is not free, guys. We don't have a magic wand, but a lot of times they will work with us to ensure that you, our client, have a good time. And that's because we build relationships with them. We work, we reach out to them, we build relationship. How do we build relationship? We send clients to them, so they know, hey, Sherian is always sending clients here. So she is one of our VIP travel agents. So we're gonna hook up her a client. You understand? So yeah, so you're right. So I don't work on price, meaning yes, I have to respect your budget. But if you're coming to me, guys, please, when you reach out to a travel agent, this is one of the things that we don't do it. Do not call us and say, what's the best deal you have on a cruise? Oh, what's the best deal you have on a resort? There are so many factors that goes into travel planning. You would never understand. Number one, the date you travel can affect the price. How many people is traveling can affect the price.
Yeah.
The type of
Time of
airline,
the
accommodation. There's so many factors that can affect the price. Just looking at it as, oh, well, I saw it in Expedia, or I saw, Sandals is offering, a 50% discount. There are terms and conditions to that 50% discount. It could be you have to travel within a certain period. It could be there's a certain accommodation limit. There's so many different factors that can affect the price from what you see on the surface. So when you call us and be like, what's the cheapest you got? I don't know what you're talking about. I can't help you. I can't help you. So yeah, so definitely budget. When people ask for, the cheapest, I was like, your cheap and my cheap is two different things,
Yeah.
right?
It's the same thing for airlines too. People call and ask, what is the cheapest flight? But they don't realize the penalty when you take a cheap flight. You pay for what you get. So,
Exactly. So a lot of times, yeah, I can put you on the cheapest flight, but guess what? You may not be able to put a bag. You won't be able to check in on time. You won't be able to check your seats. You understand what I'm saying? Select your seats and all this stuff. But you want cheap. And then while you're at the airport, you call me, go, hey, why can't I check a bag? Or why can't I, if that's available, of course, they don't do that anymore pretty much. But for example, why can I select my own seat when I check in? Because you wanted the cheapest. So we got you the cheapest.
right.
So, again, guys, that's why we really go hard in trying to understand you and your travel needs and what you want. And we just don't work on give me the cheapest, give me whatever you got. When can I go this? There's details that we need, guys. When you're coming to a travel agent, if you want to get the best experience, know your travel dates, have a budget, know what type of accommodation you're looking for. You understand? And those are like one of the key things. What else am I missing that you should know and understand before you come to a travel agent?
How many people traveling with
Yeah, how
you?
many people traveling? I mean, we're gonna ask all those questions. Have
Passports.
that in mind. You understand? Before you come. So so again, I don't just work on cheap. I don't know what cheap is. I don't know what your cheap is. My cheap might be different from your cheap. So how am I supposed to give you the best for your money if I don't know what your cheap is? Right? What else?
Well, we covered this part already. A personalized services. We
Yeah.
covered that part. Um, I like to give, well, like you said, we want to get to know you. You know, we want, especially if I like to deal with people who going on a romantic getaway or their wedding destination. Those things are personal. You know,
Yeah.
so that's why we take the time, spend the time with you to understand what you want, and then we help you plan it. Family vacation, same thing. If you want a cultural experience, we have to get to know you. Can't get those things from booking online.
Exactly. And so that's why it's tailored to you, the experience. Guys, when we're booking travel, in our mind we're thinking, what is the best experience we want a client to have? We want you to go in that destination, be wow, come back singing our praises, singing the praises of the destination, singing the praises of the resort or what have you, and saying, you know what, money well spent. I had a good time. And guess what? A good time doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be partying, living it out. Some people want to go on a cruise and sit in a library
Until, yeah.
and chill. Some people want to go on a cruise and just sit on their balcony drinking wine. Some people want to go at a resort and just sit on the beach all day. So you know what's important for them? A beach destination. Some people wants to go and they want to have a nightlife. They want to be out. They want to be partying. They want to be immersed in the culture. So these are all the things that we have to find out and know and ask to know, okay, how can we tailor this experience to Nicole or to Sherry Ann or whoever? And that includes the group. Even for a destination wedding, not all destination weddings are the same. Not all honeymoons are the same. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Not all honeymoon destinations are in the Caribbean on a beach or, you know, whatever. Some people actually want to have, you know, a honeymoon where they're being adventurous, where they're hiking, where they're, because that's who they are. Some people want a European honeymoon. You know, some people may want to have a honeymoon on a cruise. So, you know, not all travel experience is the same. It varies from people, it varies from destination, you name it. So we have to get all of that together. We have to ask those questions. All right, what else?
Well, I think, I'm not sure if you mentioned this. Excuse me, my voice is really hoarse today.
All right, so we're gonna keep it quick. We just want to jump in here and give you guys some, some just to let you know why we think you should use a travel agent. It doesn't necessarily have to be us. It could be anyone. And guys, if you're catching this live, please share it. Leave a comment. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment field. All right, Nicole, sorry, go ahead.
The last part is peace of mind. And they don't have to worry when they come to a travel agent to help them take care of their vacation. So they don't, no stress, no fuss, stress-free help from travel agents. That's what I tell them. You come to me, leave everything for me to handle all the details. I give it to you. I tell you what's, the planning and whatever it is you need me to do. And you just hand me the credit card.
That's right. Sit back and relax. So we keep track of everything. Like our databases is almost like on a daily basis. Our calendar is like, green, yellow, blue, whatever, because we keep track of all these. We need to know when your deposit is due. Then we need to keep track of when your final payment is due. Then we need to keep track of, okay, you're traveling today. We check the airlines to make sure that there's no issues. So
Yep.
a lot of time, a lot of people who use travel agent during when the airlines are delayed, we already have that information. We know, and we're already on the phone with our travel partners saying, hey, guess what? I have a client on this flight. We need to reroute them. We need to get them on another flight. Not all the time. There are times sometimes when we would say it's best if you do it at the airport directly with the airline, depending on the airline, depends on.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we are monitoring those things. We are looking out. We want to make sure your plane lands. We'll text you sometimes because we ask, do you mind if we send you an email? We try not to be intrusive, but maybe a day or two once you're in destination, we'll be like, hey, how are things going? Because we know things happen and we want to check in to make sure that everything is fine so that if something does come up, we can handle it right away. Sometimes it's best that we handle it when it's happening as opposed to when you come back and you go, oh, well, you know what? My room, the shower was broken. I can't do anything about that, a week later. But when you're there and there's a problem, first of all, go to the front desk, let them handle it. If they're not handling it, or they've given you problems, then let us know, and then we'll try and jump in and handle it for you. So
Absolutely.
Our days are spent, Nicole, and you know that. Especially when there are challenges, like hours. Sometimes, guys, we are on hold.
Oh my gosh, don't even talk about that.
8 hours on hold with our travel partners so that we can make changes and deal with stuff. Sometimes some of these changes because you change your mind. If you have insurance, I don't want to go again. Can you change the date? Can you add this person? Can you whatever? Some of the stuff we can do right away, but a lot of times
Yeah, it
you
takes
have to
time.
make a phone call to get
Mm-hmm.
these things done. It's not as easy on the outside. There's so much behind the scenes that we do. And we may not be able to answer your phone call right away because we're on hold and we're afraid of losing our place in
Right?
line,
No
you
place.
know,
Yep.
because we're trying to get this done. So yeah, there is so much behind the scenes that we do, and we're constantly monitoring stuff. We're constantly, checking on things, make sure stuff is done, make sure your tour operator, picks you up on time from your destination, and all of this stuff. So, we're not about just booking you that cheap flight or that cheap hotel. We're all about the experience and the
Experience.
experience,
Yes.
right? Nicole, it starts when the minute you call us or you email us. We understand we're in a different age, so not everyone is on the phone. I don't care. Sometimes I find it's easier just to text someone. They respond quicker, or
Yeah,
send an
I
email,
agree. Yeah.
you
I,
know. So
I
we
tell
we
people to
try.
text me too.
Yep. And I ask, hey, do you prefer text? Because I find you could be in a meeting and you can still talk to me while you understand? And so a text sometimes work. But overall, we try to get to understand what your needs are so we can build that experience for you. We can provide that experience. And guys, our job starts from the minute time you call us, the minute you hire us, and until you return. Okay, so that's really the benefit of using a travel agent. We're there with you from the beginning to the end. We don't just book you and be like, all right, be gone, we're done with you. No, that's not the case. Do you agree?
We're not the booking engine.
Yeah, we're not a booking engine, and I'm not gonna pretend that I am. I don't work with people based on cheap. Like I said, I don't know what your cheap is. What's cheap to you may not be cheap to me. I try to provide the best service and the experience for you. That's what we are about. Any travel agent. It doesn't just have to be me or Nicole, but for the most part, we are here to provide a service. And guys, understand this, right? We pretty much can get the same pricing that you can get. But sometimes we can do things differently. We can provide a different experience for you. We are there to help you when things go wrong. These are some of the benefits of using a travel agent. Do not just look at it as, well, you can get me cheaper or whatever, because not always the case. A lot of times we see the same thing that you may see. And I'll tell you straight up, if you've seen an American Airlines for $400, then that's the price I'm seeing because we're tuned into them. But what you're not going to get with American Airlines is when they cancel, when they whatever, you're going
Yes.
to be on hold with them trying to figure out how to navigate that situation. That's what you won't
Mm-hmm.
have when it comes to us. When you book with us, people think that somehow we just, magically get paid. If you're going to use a travel agent, guys, please use them because you truly want to use them and not because you want to use them to get information. As a matter of fact, we don't do that anymore. And we don't do that anymore by charging a service fee because people will literally come to us, pick our brains, take our information, and go out and do it themselves because they didn't have the
Yeah.
bandwidth knowledge to do it. Guess
That's
what?
that's
This is
exactly
our
what
job.
happens. Yeah.
This is our job. When you do that, we don't get paid. Just like how you won't want to go to work 8 hours a day for a week, doing all this work, and then don't get paid for it. Then it shouldn't be the expectation that we don't get paid for our work. So if you truly don't want to use us, don't call us. And I'll tell you straight out, are you going to book? Because if you're just picking my brains, I am not going to allow you to pick my brains. You know? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, this is,
Definitely agree.
yeah, we this is our job. This is our livelihood. This is how we survive. So we take this seriously. At least I do, and I know Nicole does, that when we're booking your travel, we want to make it the best experience for you possible. And we're going to tailor it to your needs and your wants. We may not be able to get everything, but we will do our darndest,
Yes. Yep.
to get it there for you. We're here for you in the beginning. When you're in destination, we want to make sure you have the best experience possible. Nobody wants to hear the client had a bad time. Trust me on that. Nobody wants it. All I'm concerned about is I'm having a great time. You can send me a text that says I'm having a good time, and it's you just made my day because I know that I'm doing right by you. And that's how I am, Nicole. Anything you want to say on that subject?
No, you know what I wanted to talk about final lastly is any trips that we have going on. You have Dubai. I'm working on some cruises for the end of the year. You know, people can reach out to us to find out some more about, these trips that we are planning or promoting. So you want to tell them about Dubai
Yeah.
and the
So,
Caribbean too. Don't forget the Caribbean, the
well,
Spice
listen,
Carnival. We have
well,
a whole lot of people going
we
on.
have a whole calendar for the year for 2024. But guys, the way most of us work is we plan your trip. And then we do our own trips that we invite you guys to come along on. Usually those are more group trips and they're more tailored for a group of people who like hanging out with each other. You may not necessarily know the people you're hanging out with, but we curate these experiences so that you have a good time. And the more we do it, the better we get at it because we start building more relationships and we start having a following and people that travel with us. And the goal of this trip is to have a good time
Mhm.
and travel the world. See different things. Sometimes we may repeat destinations because people love it. Sometimes we may go to a different destination. So we don't only just plan those trips, but we plan your trip. So you tell us, hey, you know what? A group of my friends, we want to go to Anguilla because it's a bachelorette party and we want to do X, Y, and Z, and we'll plan it for you. In the same breath, you may call and say, hey, you know what? I see you have that trip to Dubai. I want to check it out. I want to go. By all means, come along. We invite you to take those trips. Nicole loves to do cruising. She's going to be doing a bunch of, group cruises. Check
Yep.
it out. Go on them. You know, try different things. So yeah, we not just plan your trip. We curate experiences and we invite you guys to come along and those experiences with us. So for me, I'm shameless plug. So I am doing, as you guys know, I'm Grenadian. So I love my little island of Grenada. So I would promote everything Grenada from Carnival to the Chocolate Festival, you name it.
Spice.
So we we are a little short on time, so I'm gonna make it really quick. 2023, I have my Dubai trip. More information is gonna be posted about it. 2024, we're doing a 50th Independence trip to Grenada, and I have some more things down the pipeline coming, so look out for that. Nicole, you're on.
And don't forget, we have one for Trinidad and Tobago too for Carnival 2024 coming up. I also have cruises that coming up that's sailing from New York. You guys can reach out to me and get more information about it. You don't want the hassle of being around friends and family. You don't like your family and you want to get away. Call me and I'll help you plan your cruise. It's a really beautiful cruise from New York all the way up to Canada. So
Yep.
check out that one too as well. And if you want to plan your own friends and family trip, call Sherry or you could call myself too. So
Oh, one more thing, guys. Nicole and I, we're partnering and we're going to be providing some carnival experience because we're both from the Caribbean,
oh
different
yeah,
islands.
that's right.
That's another conversation. We're going to be talking to you guys about, which one's best. So that's coming. But we're going to be talking about carnival again. We've done it in the past. We're going to revisit it. We're going to talk about the carnival experience that we're going to be providing you guys. So we're going to be looking at Spice Mass, which is Grenada, the best. Sorry, Nicole. There's the Trinidad Carnival. Everyone knows about it. Yeah. Barbados,
Well,
Cropover,
we'll
St.
see.
Lucia, Jamaica, Antigua, you name it. So that is coming down the pipeline. We are going to be presenting those to you guys, and we hope you guys can join us on those carnival experience. This is a curated experience that the both of us are working on because we know and understand the culture of the Caribbean and its carnival. So guys, thank you for joining us
Thank
on this
you.
Why is the Travel Agent? If you have any questions, reach out to me or Nicole at any time. We're here to answer your questions
And we
regarding
on
travel.
Facebook. Check out
And we're on
our Facebook
Facebook,
page. Don't
Instagram.
forget to follow us.
check out our blog post because we're going to be talking about everything travel on our blog post.
Oh, and we have Facebook groups too.
That's right. We have a Facebook group. We'll put all that stuff in the link. So thank you for joining us. Share this information with your friends and family.
Yes,
And
please
join
do.
us again on our weekly chat. Hey, guys, if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, let us know in the comments and we'll tackle it for you. All right. And at some point, we're going to try and have some lives where we can bring you guys on to ask your questions. And
Yeah.
we're going to be bringing in some experts in our
Suppliers.
fields to
Yeah.
talk to you guys as well. All right. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for
Bye.
joining. Bye.